Arman Malik, welcome to India Today, eMind Rocks. First of all, how have you been through this pandemic, the lockdown and now the unlock process?
Hi Sushant, I am well. I hope you're well and safe too. It's been a little tough adjusting to this new normal. I've kept myself busy doing music. I've in fact released two new songs in English during this lockdown, and a third new song is coming up in Hindi, which is coming very soon. So I've kept myself busy and kept my mind running. It's not been easy. I've had my days of breakdowns, and they've definitely been really terrible. But it's okay. I mean, we all are getting adjusted to this, and we all have to do our best to get through this abnormal time. So I hope everyone has the strength to do that. Otherwise, it's been great.
So I want to know about your English songs, but before that, you mentioned breakdown. Kya hua aisa? What
Yeah.
breakdown did you experience? What did you do?
Honestly, the fact that there was no obviously I've always had a team with me who helps me do a lot of my shooting content, helps me set up my stuff and stuff like that. In general, I've never shot, I've never done content on my own, and I've actually done a lot of like music videos from home and self shot a lot of stuff, and a lot of interviews were happening, and seeing the phone constantly, my head was just like going crazy. uh, because what else will you do? I mean, you'll just look at your phone, or you'll see TV or Netflix or something like that, and it was just getting very
Yeah.
frustrating, and not being able to go out of the house and just go. Actually, I mean, you can go for a walk, but like it's still not that safe. But I just wish I could just go out to the beach and just relax, or just go out with friends. But that's what was getting frustrating in the head. I mean,
Yeah.
anyone my age, all of us, we just want to just hang out with friends and just have a good time. But since 3-4 months, we've just not met the people we really miss. So it's been really
Yeah. I think
frustrating. But I've pulled through.
I
I've
think
pulled through
we
well.
can
My
all
music has helped me.
Yeah, I think we can all identify with your emotion, your sentiment there. But not every playback singer ventures into singing English originals. What was pursuing a career in pop always on your mind?
It always was, since a very young age. Since I was almost around 14 or 15, I've always had this dream of doing pop music and international global music. And I even went to study at Berklee College of Music in Boston for a short period of time. And that actually gave me the confidence and sparked that whole fire in me that I want to do this. But as soon as I came back to India, my dad sat me down and told me, beta, this is India. Uh, English music, pop music is not that relevant right now. And what's really important for you to do is focus on your studies, get your 10th and 12th, exams done properly. And then after that, you can focus on doing Bollywood music, because that is what India is known for. So for a long time, actually, I kept this dream of doing pop music, doing English music inside of me, and went ahead and did a lot of Bollywood songs, which I absolutely love. It is the reason that I am Arman Malik today. All the Bollywood songs have made me who I am today. But एक चीज होता है अंदर, एक जो एक ख्वाहिश रह जाती है, which you really want to accomplish and just see it come true and come to life. This was one of those projects for me and one of those dreams for me. So I'm really thankful to God and everything that's happened for me in terms of my whole trajectory and moving into a whole new direction of English music and international music.
So let's go back to the formative years of this journey, pop, as you said.
Yeah.
Were you a big fan of the king of pop, Michael Jackson, Justin Timberlake, that sort of music? Because I remember MJ
Yeah, for
was
sure.
live when we were growing up.
I love all these artists. I'm sorry, I couldn't hear what you were saying.
Michael Jackson, specifically, I asked you. The king of
Michael
pop.
Jackson has been a huge inspiration, but there's something interesting that I must tell you. I didn't grow up listening to Michael Jackson. I started listening to Michael Jackson probably 4 years back, properly. I listened to his stuff 4 years back. And I'm being very honest with you. A lot of people will be like, wait, you were interested in pop music, but you didn't listen to Michael Jackson? I was like, I heard Michael Jackson's music, but hearing someone's music, just one-off songs, is not what I do. I like taking a deep dive into the artist and seeing what all he's done over the years and discography and everything, from the Jackson 5 and how he built his career as a solo career, and all the different albums that he did. So for me, I really discovered Michael Jackson 4 years back, and I don't think that there was anyone, any human, any musician on this planet who can reach that level. He is just there's it's I mean, he is the king of pop. There, there's no other reason to not call him that. He's just one of the best people who have been on this planet to do pop music.
Who are the other artists who made an impression on
He
you?
has a different aura altogether. But yeah, Michael Jackson's been a huge inspiration, especially with his whole persona on stage. He used to just arrive on the stage. He used to come and then just stand there and pause and no music, nothing. He used to just strike a pose. That's the power of an artist like him.
Yeah, it was the total package, the moonwalk and, you know, the dance moves,
sure.
plus that,
For
you know,
sure.
the vocals, amazing. But any other singers who you liked, who you can hum two lines from? Your favorite artist growing up, who made an influence in you as far as pop is concerned?
Well, while growing up, I listened to a lot of actually listened to not a lot of pop music while growing up. While growing up, I was listening to big band and jazz like Michael Bublé, Frank Sinatra, and then when I hit my teen years is when I started listening to John Mayer, Bruno Mars, Chris Brown. The
Nice.
pop R&B influences came in that way. So songs like that is what I grew up with during childhood. Frank Sinatra, Michael Bublé. That was where it all started for me, listening to English music, listening to Western music.
Bruno Mars you mentioned.
Yeah.
Any
there's
favorite
an
Bruno Mars
interesting
track? I think he
story
just took over the
behind
world.
Bruno Mars as well. I had done a cover
Okay.
of Just the Way You Are of Bruno Mars on my on my channel, on my YouTube channel. And when I had released it, that was one of the first videos I'd done on my YouTube channel. I was just starting out. I was seeing videos of Justin Bieber and everyone go viral. So I was like, wow, this is such an interesting platform to kind of put out my music and videos. And I put out this Just the Way You Are cover, and Priyanka Chopra tweeted out, check out this song by this cover by Arman, and that kind of blew my whole journey up from there on YouTube, and that song got very popular. So even when I chose to do a cover, naturally my instinct was to sing something in English and in pop, and that's somewhere inside me as a musician. That's a natural musicality of mine, which even in my Bollywood songs, if you kind of dissect it and if you hear some of my songs, there's got a little bit of Western touch to all the stuff that I've sung, in terms of the vocal delivery, in terms of certain vibratos that I do at the end of lines. So it's been a part of me since a very long time.
But you have to give me two lines from that cover, or Locked Out of Heaven, whichever one you want to do.
You are to making me do a proper live pop show in front of you.
You know, the amazing thing is that you don't sound odd singing in English. You know, that accent problem is not there. It just seems like I'm hearing actually Bruno Mars or Michael Jackson or anybody like that. That's the incredible thing, and that's why it works when you sing in English.
It's a huge compliment for me, and it was also a big notion in the Indian scene of things. A lot of Indian people have this notion that, you know, Indian singers don't have the right pronunciation while singing English, or they don't have the right tone or the right delivery. And I was like, no, I know a lot of singers in this country who can sing English beautifully, but there's not been a right platform. There's not been the right path to kind of go there, because there's so much that's happening in the Bollywood world of things. The music, 90% of the music in our country is consumed through Bollywood. So breaking through all that noise and for people to actually hear how Indians sing English, it was not that visible. But I wanted to change that. I wanted to change that perception. And on my first song, Control, when I released that on YouTube, I was just searching comments. Is anyone saying anything about my pronunciation? Are they saying, am I too Indian or whatever? And I didn't get any of those comments. Everyone was just kind of taken aback as to how how someone from India would sing English, and it didn't uh, kind of sound odd. It didn't feel odd to them, and I think that's what uh, was something that I wanted to kind of like debunk, that whole notion, and that happened through
Yeah. Yeah.
these two songs.
Nice. So you go to Berkeley School of Music, come back to India, become this huge Hindi film singer, and then you sing these singles, and you were on a billboard on Times Square. Did you ever
Yes.
imagine that you would be on a billboard at Times Square, and what was your reaction when you saw that?
Honestly, I didn't know what to say, because a lot of people, a lot of English artists as well, a lot of Western artists put out quite a few songs, and then they get that billboard. I mean, that is only if the song gets uh, very popular, or the artist blows up popularity wise.
Hmm.
Uh,
Hmm.
it's very rare that a first English single by an artist of Indian origin gets represented at Times Square in New York, and it's very rare, and it's. I mean, I count my blessings. I just don't know how that came and how that happened, but I'm really really glad that it happened. I feel proud not only as a singer, as a musician, but also as an Indian. Because for me, my dream has always been to take India to the world and see my country on a global stage, which had not happened till now. Slowly, I'm inching towards this whole phase where people listen to Indian musicians on a global level, on an international level. Till now, a lot of Indian diaspora outside of India are listening to Indian music,
Yeah.
but they're not the global audience is not listening to Indian artists. So I want that to happen. Eventually, it will happen. But I'm glad that it feels like a step forward towards that.
Well, Arman, you also wrote that you see the whole landscape of the music industry changing, and this
Yeah.
is the most exciting phase to make new music. What changes do you
Correct.
foresee? Because I see a lot of people being very pessimistic and not so hopeful as you are.
Honestly, I'm the kind of person who sees positivity in negativity. I don't know if a lot of people are like me, but that's how I have always been. I always see the silver lining in the gray skies, in the gray clouds, the rainbow at the end, the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. So that's my way of looking at things. Why I said that, I'll tell you honestly. There was this whole phase in the Bollywood music industry where recreations were happening. I'm sure you're aware of that, and I don't know if that was one of your questions going forward, but a lot of recreations are happening, a lot of remixes were happening, remakes were happening. It's not that remixes weren't happening in the 90s. A lot of remixes were happening then as well. It's just that it became a trend of sorts where 90% of the music that was coming out was remake, and it was not original. 10% was also not original. Like it was that bad, the whole phase.
Exactly.
And somewhere I feel I'm glad that phase came, because it kind of destroyed the music industry and gave birth to a separate parallel industry of non-film music industry, which now is picking up in a very, very big way. Our music in our country is known as Bollywood music, but artists like me, a lot of people who write their own songs, who want their songs featured on themselves, who want to be recognized as artists and not just playback singers behind the mic, singing, for someone on screen. We were waiting for this kind of a phase to happen, where the control is with us, where we can have a vision for our own songs and what we want to put out. So that is the perspective that I come from, and I feel like it's a very exciting time. A lot of young singer-songwriters are cropping up.
Well, it's actually amazing that you are so hopeful. Why I say that is because the independent music scene has already been, it's been dead for years. We had some bands earlier, like maybe a Euphoria or a Silk Route, or Nusrat Saab would do a collaboration with Javed Saab, Afreen. Lucky Ali was doing his things. A lot of, there were the Colonial Brothers, you remember?
Then there was Shaan and KK as well, doing
all
their
of this
own
was Shaan and KK, exactly. So many, but that just died down. Now you
It
have
got
Sonu
cancelled
talking
out.
about Bhushan
It
Kumar
got
and then.
cancelled out. Uh,
Okay, okay.
I
Yeah,
think
got
Bollywood
cancelled
just
out. Okay,
became
that's
so
very
huge.
interesting. What do you mean by that? Oh, okay.
Um, I think what happened there was a lot of people didn't see some kind of revenue flow from albums and non-film songs
Hmm.
at one point,
Hmm.
and this
Hmm.
whole the whole Bollywood music industry. Obviously, it was there till then also, but 90s was one of the most golden
Yeah.
eras for non-film music in our country, and
Yeah.
we've got such amazing hits from there. Today at a show, if I sing my Bollywood songs and I drop a
Yeah.
Pal by KK or a Tanha Dil by
KK.
Shan,
Yeah.
people are going to go crazy. They
Yeah.
still go crazy.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
What was it? It was
Yes.
good music at the end of the day. But
Yes.
over the period of time, I think the revenue streams somewhere, the kind of investment that you needed to do behind an artist didn't happen. You know, it's not just about one single or one video or one album. It's about building a whole catalog for the artist, kind of building the whole brand for an artist. But slowly that
Hmm.
got phased out, and singers were becoming more of just singers and not artists. They were
Hmm.
becoming playback
Hmm.
singers for Bollywood films. And then Bollywood, with its
Yeah.
whole marketing machinery, with how big and well promoted each movie was, it gave so much more recognition to the
Hmm.
singer than a non-film music. So the whole attention got
Yes.
shifted.
So, but now do you think that that revenue model can be in place with YouTube or maybe other avenues? And also, what do you think about this music mafia that your sort of idol Sonu Nigam just mentioned?
Uh,
He actually
Answering the first
went on
question,
to say that maybe singers
uh,
will start committing suicide, is what he actually said. You think it's that bad?
see, I'll tell you one thing. Every industry has a lot of problems that all artists face. Yes, like I told you, our industry got destroyed. There's a reason I say that. There's a reason why he pulled out a tweet of mine from a few years back and
Hmm.
brought that
Yeah.
up now, saying that I myself, being a young musician, I was also not very happy with the situation in the industry. The reason I was not happy was because as like I told you, we were just being playback singers, but as artists, there's a creative freedom, there's a creative expression that you want to do, and that does not happen
Hmm.
because it's not it's not feasible today. If you want to become a popular singer, like today, if I tell you that if I'm no one, like I'm just starting out, without Bollywood
Hmm.
support, I wouldn't be Arman Malik. I can clearly tell you that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And today, for me to do English music, my dad had told me, you first become a big singer in India and then you start doing whatever you feel like or
Hmm.
whatever your heart's desires are. And I was like, why is dad telling
Hmm.
me to curtail my, uh, uh, you know, creativity, or tell me don't do what you want to do
Creativity.
right
Yeah.
now? But he made sense at that
Hmm.
point of time. Bollywood is a huge place where people make their names. I mean, Sonuji is Sonuji because of Bollywood. A lot of us, Arijit
Yeah.
Singh, me, all of us are because of Bollywood. And today, uh, I it came to a point where people weren't doing the music that they wanted to do. You know, like I
Hmm.
told you, the remakes was being a trend, and everyone was asked to do remakes, sing remakes. I did my fair share of remakes as well. I did a Tumhe Apna Banane
Hmm.
Ka. I did Pyar Manga Hai
Yeah.
Tumhi Se. I also did Pal Pal Dil Ke Paas. Uh,
Yeah.
what I stood for was that when I do a remake, I'll do it well. I don't want to destroy the original song. Be it when my
Hmm.
brother Amal was composing it or when I was singing it, we cannot destroy the original song. I did a Ghar Se Nikalte Hi as well, which is one of my biggest non-film songs.
Yeah.
It's a recreation of the old classic sung by Udit ji and composed by Rajesh Roshan sir, and Javed Akhtar Saab has written the lyrics. A lot, a lot of people were
Yeah.
averse to the idea of doing that, but we presented the song in a very beautiful manner where the original soul of the song wasn't destroyed. But yes, after a point,
Right.
it got till here. It got till here. We're like, wait, we
Hmm.
want. There's so many original tunes inside. There's so much original creativity inside. We want that to come out. And I had
Yeah.
written that tweet long back saying that I think the whole
Yeah.
atmosphere is getting very claustrophobic for all of us. creatively. So
Yes.
I personally speaking, like he also mentioned, I don't know if you saw the video clearly. He also mentioned a few singers being replaced quite a few
Yes.
times,
Yes.
being
Yes.
dubbed by a
Yes.
lot of singers. He mentioned that, right?
Yes. Yes.
So I must also reveal to you that I have been replaced in like more than 12 songs in the last year in
Wow.
2019. And it was a very
How disheartening
crazy
was
time
that,
because I also
Arman?
kind of like
Yeah.
said that I don't want to do a lot of recreations. I want to do original stuff. I want to do
Hmm.
original songs, and I saw myself being uh, not chosen for those songs, and the recreated songs were happening, and I wasn't getting being part of those songs. And I told to myself, okay, maybe this is the trend right now, and this is how it's supposed to go on. But I'm not going to get sad by this. I had gotten heartbroken. I was like, wait, am I
Hmm.
I was reaching a point, wait, am I a bad singer, or they're not choosing me because I'm not singing well, or what is the reason? A singer would always ask himself these questions. But then I realized, wait, it's
Hmm.
just something that will die its own death, and it already
Hmm.
has. I kind of six
Hmm.
months back, 7 months back, I had already thought that these recreations won't go on. The public is just going to get fried. They're not going to want to listen to these kind of songs anymore.
Yeah.
It will die its own death. You
Yeah.
don't need to do any anything to say that no, we won't sing. It won't happen. Now there are so many
Yeah.
recreations still
Pipeline.
in the pile which are in the pipeline which are yet to release. I don't know what's going to happen
Yeah.
about that, but I can say for sure that by doing this English music and non-film music, I feel liberated. I feel like I
Hmm.
can breathe right now
Hmm.
because I'm my whole shift is I'm not thinking about Bollywood anymore. I'm just thinking about doing good music, sir. That's where I have come mentally.
I'm saying more power to you for that, because you know it's not an
Thank
easy
you.
journey. I can tell you that.
It
Uh,
it's
but
not easy.
looking
It
back at your
definitely isn't
career and
easy, and
personal, yeah,
I would love to uh, whoever is in the industry, all the I've actually, when the whole Sushant Singh thing happened, I actually made a group of some of the few singers that I knew, and I had not kept in touch with them. I made a group and
hmm.
I just said, guys, let's just talk and let's be in touch with each other because we don't know how fickle life is. We don't know what will happen in the future. Let's be in touch.
Hmm.
Let's once this gets over, let's hang out. We'd all been so busy on
Hmm.
shows and recordings. We'd not met each other, never made a friendship with each other. And I was like, it's
Hmm.
such an important time to be close to the people in your industry and
Yeah.
promote each other. I don't see a lot of artists
Yes.
cross promoting. Very few artists. I see Guru Randhawa cross
Yeah.
promoting really well. He promotes other people's music.
Hmm.
Badshah does it. But very few artists promote other people's songs. And I want that to happen. I feel like all
Yeah.
of us need to help each other. We need to shoulder each other. This is an industry because
It,
this has to be a joint effort towards making a change. And I
yeah.
feel like that's what should happen.
That's a no-brainer and a great initiative by you. But last two questions I want to ask you. In your journey, personally, professionally, what would you say was your magic moment? Like,
My
there was
magic
one magic
moment.
moment for you? Yeah.
There have been so many magic moments. I can't even. I mean, I can't pinpoint just one. But I think when
Give me
I
two of
won
your
my
big ones.
first
Yeah.
my first Filmfare award, the R.D. Burman
Okay.
award for
Yeah.
my song "Main Hu Hero Tera," and my dad came with me on stage, and
Huh.
he was crying because he was actually never attended that function. He never got invited to a Filmfare function till then. And that
Okay.
night, not only me, but also my brother Amal won for the film Roy
Hmm.
for Suraj Duba Hai, that song.
Hmm.
And just
Hmm.
seeing
Hmm.
my
Hmm.
dad,
Yes.
for me, this may be a personal something that I'm happy about and emotional about, but it's for me, family is everything. And when I saw dad
Yeah.
uh, hold both his son's awards in his hand and crying, I think that was a very emotional moment for me. One of the most landmark moments for me in my
Excellent.
life.
Excellent. I'm going to take one question that was sent to us by Miss Aradhana Galgotia. She's the Director of Operations at Galgotia's University. And she asked you,
Sure.
in the times of COVID-19, how effective
Yeah.
will learning of music be virtually? Virtual classrooms for music.
Virtual classrooms for music. I think that's a very interesting idea. Uh, but there has to be a very well thought out plan and thought out uh, syllabus. I think a lot of people don't teach music the right way in our country. If you see outside of India, music is a subject that people learn in school. It's not an optional subject. It is part of the curriculum. So I think someone needs to really design a very cool musical course and kind of make that happen. And I think because everything is going digital with the way that we are even conversing right now, I think it's a great idea,
Yeah.
and that is the future for sure.
Okay, Arman, I'm completely out of time. I'll just thank you for joining us, first of all, on India Today E-Mind Rocks. If you can, leave us with one of your English tracks, and that's how we're going to end.
It's been 2 months now without you, and the phone's getting old for me to know how you are. It's been so long since I've seen you. Looking at you through a screen, it all just feels too far. I wish I could see you now, have you around. This time just walks, doesn't fly. Baby, I've been going round and round in circles now. Without you, I'm losing my mind. Losing my mind. All I want is you next to me. To nothing, no place to be. All I want is you next to me. All I know is that's all I need.
Arman Malik, hope you keep entertaining us forever. Thank you so much for joining us on India Today E-Mind Rocks. Thank you, brother.
Thank you so much. Lots of love.